And we're live.
And we're live.
And you're totally going to show me something new, and I'm super excited about it. And before we do, can you believe it? It is still 4 p.m.-ish sharp,
4
but
p.m.
like we're early.
Yep. But it's okay. Here we go. You ready?
Let's do it.
Shut up and sit down.
Business Bros is your show, where small business professionals just like you come to tell their stories. This podcast is for those who understand the number one rule in business, which is to be of service to others. Learn how today's professionals generate leads, what's working on social media, what's hot and what's not, straight from the mouths of those who are out there doing the real work. And now let's welcome your hosts, Hernan Cias, the real estate bro with eXp Realty, the cloud-based brokerage where top producers reign, and James Cias, the insurance bro with Pipeline Insurance, making sure you are covered because there's a lot riding out there. And now here are the Business Bros.
So was that cool or what?
I love it,
Welcome
dude.
to another episode of
Business Bros. Dude, that's awesome.
That's super
So
cool. huh?
everybody that's on live just saw that, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, dude, that's super dope.
That
Super
is
dope.
so
Dude.
freaking cool.
Dude, I'm digging it.
I was going to say one thing is we need to get that re-recorded because the whole there's a lot of writing out there for Pipeline Insurance. Yeah, sure, cool. But like also, what do?
We effectively help professionals add insurance into their agencies
Exactly.
or something
So
like
yeah, something like that.
that.
Empower licensed professionals to effectively add insurance to their existing businesses. That's it. What we do. That's it right there. Hit
That's
me up.
it in
Anyway.
a nutshell. Right?
Yeah, and so we just need to get that awesome lady that we got from Fiverr to re-record that little bit, and yeah, dude, that was awesome.
Dude, that is super cool, dude. I mean, here's the thing that really blew me away. So I downloaded the audio, and first of all, it already downloaded to MP3. So when I use Zoom, right before, for those of you who are in the podcasting space, you're going to want to listen to this stuff. Okay, if you're interested in starting a podcast, some of the stuff that goes into podcasting is post-production, right? So once we record the actual interview, this part where we talk, that's the fun part of podcasting. The not so fun part of podcasting, well, that's the post-production stuff. So one of the things is we finish recording. Thank you, Andres. Loved it. So we finished recording, and once we finish recording, the MP3 doesn't come down from Zoom as an MP3. It comes as like an M4A or something. So I have to convert it. And then after I convert it to an MP3, then I have to take it in and I have to add the intro, add the outro, that sort of stuff. And so it's just time consuming, right? So with StreamYard, for those of you who are interested in podcasting and doing video and getting your show done right, when we are done with the show, it automatically records as an MP3 player. It downloads as an MP3. Plus, it let me drop in the intro like that, and towards the end, you get to hear the outro too, and watch the video outro on the end. And so when I'm done with the broadcast, when we're done recording, I'll be able to download the video already with the intro built in, just like a TV show, dude. Already with the intro built in, already with the outro built in. Then I could download the MP3 with the intro and the outro already built in. So it's just super time consuming. It's amazing, dude. It's one of those things where like it's gonna be. I mean, this alone, for those of you who are interested in podcasting, just shaved, I would say, a good 20 minutes of post-production, 25 minutes of post-production in just using this one platform. So, I mean, so if you're interested, guys, if you guys are definitely interested in starting your own podcast, I mean, I got a course that we set up. Just go to businessbros.biz/DIY podcast. If you are in business, period, like if you have any sort of business and you want to generate clients, you need to have a podcast. I don't know of any other way. Like I can shout it from the mountaintops. There is no other way that I can possibly share with you guys where you can connect with potential clients, with prospects, with people, and get your message out and build your brand other than podcasting. And I'm going to show you guys how to do it. We're the crazies who do it every single day, right? We're nuts. We do it every day. You don't have to do it every day. However, it is going to be part of your marketing campaign. You have to have a marketing some sort of marketing plan in place if you're in business, if you plan to generate clients. I was even thinking about starting our own podcast group and just calling them the LGs instead of like the OGs. We can call them the LGs, and they'll be like the lead generators, because that's really what it is.
Nice.
That's what podcasting helps you do. So you guys go ahead, check that out. And if you guys want, I'll give you the first week of this podcast course for free. So all you got to do is go to businessbros.biz/podcast1. It's the ebook for the course. So everything on podcast development, this is how to create your show, theme, do a little bit of scripting to get guests on your show. This is like creating your RSS feed, what kind of microphones you're going to use. And what I haven't added to it yet is this StreamYard. There's a whole new little section that I'm going to add to it because it shaves off so much time. But the basics are in there. You can get started with just that ebook, that e-development, the podcast development ebook. That's all you need to get your podcast started and rocking and rolling. After that, you're going to have questions, and we're here to help. So anyways, back to today.
I'm just digging this right now. So you saw it on the stream view?
Yeah.
Stream view side. The panel that we can see, we see the live comments. And so I just jumped into Facebook and I have this thing open, and I accidentally commented as myself, which I'm totally not used to doing. I'm usually commenting as Business Bros Pod, but you can actually do that now from your side of things. So
yeah, it's actually
I am no longer Hernancias. I'm me again. Thanks,
I am reborn
as myself. I love it.
Reborn as myself.
Oh
as
man.
Platform. So anyways, guys, I mean, I want to show you guys some fun stuff. So this is how we have it set up right now, because it's just James and I, but we can actually shrink this and just to show you guys how this works, some fun stuff. Like I can throw in a background. How would you like the background that I normally have behind me anyways? Boom, there it is. All right. Or maybe we want to keep it black and we want to just add, some little banners here on the side. Or, I have a different little.
Shut up and sit.
Not that one.
Whoops. That's not what we wanted to do.
So, I mean, there's a bunch of cool stuff that you can do on this thing. And it just allows you to really take control of your podcast the way that it should be done. The way
the video portion.
The video portion. What do you mean?
The video portion of the podcast, because
the video portion. Yeah.
There's going to be some podcasters out there that are not going to do video.
Right.
So,
they're going to strictly stick to the audio.
Yeah. But if you're a podcaster that wants to be seen on all the different platforms, because you want to be seen on YouTube, you want to get subscribers, you want to be seen on the Facebook Live. And what do we see? We started doing Periscope. I thought that it was going to be tied to Twitter, but that's what I was looking for. I couldn't find it on the Twitter. But yeah, you want to be seen in all these different places. LinkedIn Live is apparently going to be an option.
It will. You have to apply. So we're in the application process, so it's not there yet. But it's off and rolling, dude. And that's the thing. If in any type of business, you have to continuously try to get better, right? There's no way, by the way, when we first started podcasting, we could do this like right off the bat. And we could barely figure out how to plug stuff in. Right? Plug stuff in. Like, how do you even upload stuff to the to your website or your hosting platform? Like, all that stuff was brand new. But now we get to take things to a whole new level, just to grow. And as we grow, as we learn things, we're going to share them with you guys. Today, by the way, I had a coaching call today. And so we were talking about attitude of gratitude and different ways to develop hooks for our content, because we're in the visibility portion. So want to get stuff out there, and on that coaching program, I showed people how we create wraps on our videos. So like if you check out our Instagram page, you can see all our stuff. It's branded with all it's got a wrap, it's got a comment on top, it's got maybe like our social media logos, or like sometimes it's pictures of us, whatever it is, all with the same colors. People ask about that stuff all the time, and it's part of our coaching program. I teach you how to do it, and I teach you how we do it. I can't 100% say I'm an expert in digital media creation, but you know what? I mean, I have enough to look professional, and that's what you guys need, just to step up your Instagram game just a little bit, step up your branding just a little bit, so you look a little more professional in what it is that you're doing. That's what it's all about. And we're going to get to the point here, Ham, where we're going to be doing that for our agents. Because I am really looking forward to branding these guys out to get them to the point where, you know, they can essentially create their content that they're looking for, target it, use it for specific partners that they want to do. So for example, like prospecting, right? So wouldn't it be cool if I told our agents, hey, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go up to your particular client, whatever it is. Let's say they're, I don't know, a restaurant, right? And so we're going to go up to this client. We're going to like, look, I see you have some content on social media. Let's make something together and we'll create some content pieces for you. And by the way, you know, when it comes time to renew or, you know, here's your, you know, your deck page, whatever your X dates, you know, consider us for an option. Like bring some value first when we come to this relationship so that it, you know, when they come back, it's a win-win. Like everybody wins. Did I lose you? Did I lose you?
For a half a second there, you did.
Oh, sorry. I was like, I said something and then I got a blank. I was like, oh man, because we were having internet issues earlier today, and that just comes with the whole Wi-Fi. You know, everybody on Facebook Live, everybody on Zooms, everybody on the internet, bandwidth goes crazy. So, you know, and that's one of those, that's the other thing about having the bandwidth thing going on. I feel like, when you have a show at 4:00 normally, right? Normally 4:00, people are leaving work or they're getting ready to drive home, whatever it is. It's not as busy. Whereas right now, 4:00, they're out of work essentially, or getting close to out of work, but they're already home. Like they ain't going anywhere. And all they gotta do is hop on the little thing, and there you go. Bandwidth.
There's no hour-long commute thanks to rush hour traffic. So,
hey, dude, you know what I was thinking? And this is one of those things, like, has the world changed? And for some reason earlier today, I started thinking of the Jetsons, right? And the Jetsons had this thing where, you know, in the intro of the Jetsons, he'd have his briefcase that turns into a car. And we've always been after that flying car, right? But today I had this thought in my head. I was like, okay, well, what if we don't need the flying car because we don't need to go places? Like, when the flying car was thought about, it's because we wanted to communicate at a faster pace. Well, we essentially created the internet, which allows us to communicate or transfer information at that fast rate.
Right.
So I don't know if we need a flying car as much anymore. I don't know if I trust people to drive a flying car anyways, but that's a little side note.
For sure. I mean, sheesh, like traffic accidents aren't already bad enough. Now you want to put them in the air? Yeah, that's just going to be definitely worse. But no, I mean, I get what you're saying. And it's an interesting thought, but I think that there's definitely some jobs that are always going to need people. There's always going to be a need for transportation because, I mean, you want to go visit mom, or you want to go to a restaurant, or you want to just travel, period. You know, there's always going to be a need for transportation.
Yeah, but now it's a little more leisurely. Like, how much do you think? And I was having this discussion.
It can be. Has the world changed to the point where the majority of our travel is going to be leisurely? Has the world changed to a point where even when quarantine is over with, are most businesses going to continue to just operate from remote locations? Because we've learned from this that any business that thought it couldn't go remote went remote.
Yeah.
Like whether you like it or not, you're going remote. And I mean, there are some businesses that never will, you know, your construction workers, right? That's never going to be a remote job. Restaurants and, you know, a lot of these service type of industries are never necessarily going to be remote, but you're an insurance agent, you had an office, guess what?
You probably don't need that. Well, and when you think about what you need and what you don't need, right? So today I was having this discussion with Rosa, and we were talking about how, like, we're just sitting down and in the middle of the day during what's supposed to be our lunchtime, relaxing and like chilling for a little while, right? And so we're thinking about that, and the fast pace of society has like come to a halt. Things like me taking my daughter to soccer practice, right? And when she has, you know, she's playing on 2 teams, and I'm going from one practice to another practice to, you know, to a game this weekend and then another game. Like, it was so fast paced before. that now things have come to like a screeching halt. I know parents who have had kids on multiple, sports teams, also doing like band and doing other things like that. And they've come to a screeching halt, and you kind of start to really think about it. Is this something that's going to be like our new normal? Is this something that is like where we pull back, we dial back a little bit, and we're like, you know what? You have a certain appreciation for that extra time, that slower pace, where you didn't naturally have that before. You know what I mean? Like before, everything was go, 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 go. And people, something as simple as I haven't pumped gas in a month. You know what I mean? Like
Isn't that wild?
Dude, that's nuts. Like I literally, I don't go very many places. I don't, it's just, that's it. Like I pump gas, and then it's been almost a whole month before I had to fill up my tank, and my tank's still full. Like,
That's why the insurance commissioner said that companies in California have to give back like a certain amount. Some are giving back 15%, some 20%, some I've seen one that's like just a flat fee of like $50 that they're giving back, but just here you go. You're not driving, so here's some of your premium back. You deserve this.
Make sure you check with your insurance agent. Reach out to them.
Sure.
Like, I mean, there's a lot of information that your insurance agent will know that can share with you. Like things like, what if I miss my payment? There's grace periods. Certain carriers are like, we're cool. Let us know you're in a
waiving late
situation. We're going to waive the late fee. We're going to waive, whatever it is that's going on. Like they're being very understanding and very lenient with a lot of what's going on. So make sure you reach out to your insurance agent before you worry about skipping out and dipping or whatever. Like
I want to throw this out there too. If you are a business owner, especially like our restaurant owners, one of my VIPs, one of my restaurant business owners, they have 5 locations, and their renewal was coming up here in May. We started taking a look at it. They don't have as many people working right now. And we went through and we actually dropped their insurance rate by 30%.
That's a nice
on the renewal.
one.
It was a nice savings. And so when their renewal comes up in May, they're not shelling out. They're shelling out 70% of what they would have. It's a 30% savings. They're still going to make a payment. They're still going to have expenses. They're still going to maintain their insurance policy, but we save them 30% on their renewal.
And those worker comp premiums can be very expensive.
Absolutely. For a restaurant, I want to say, it's approximately 6% of your payroll is what your workers' comp premium is going to be. Anywhere between 6 to 8%, depending on your carrier.
And so
if you're paying more than that, call me.
Yeah, for sure. and that's the biggest issue here is people just don't know these things, right? It's like that lady we had on the other day, Alexandria, talking about, here's a program if you're looking for a job to help you get new certification. Here's a program that will pay 6 months of your salary or half of your salary for the next 6 months to your employer so they can hire you, so they can keep you on board. Like these were programs that are available. We're going to be able to lower your workers' comp. Why? Because you don't have as much payroll. It's based on payroll.
That's it.
So, just like workers' comp companies audit you every quarter or every year for your payroll, you can turn around and do the same thing backwards. And that's what we're doing here. We're essentially coming back to them and saying, look, the risk changed. Like I don't have my waiters walking around anymore. I don't have as much staff here and there. So, let's reevaluate. Let's find a way as a business to cut some things that we need to cut so that we can focus our attention on some other things. Let the professionals in each section of your business reach out to them. Your accountant, reach out to them. Your accountants, your CPAs, your tax preparers, reach out to them. Reach out to your insurance professionals. Reach out to your landlords and real estate agents. There's a lot of things that you can benefit from if you reach out to these professionals. Like another one, forbearance, for example. Forbearance is kind of scaring me. Like there's some, because like if you read what's going on, for example, we have mortgages with Wells Fargo. So we applied for the forbearance because we didn't know if our tenants were going to be able to pay the rent or not, or whatever the situation was.
Sure.
So we applied for the suspension. So then they approved us. They sent us a notification in the mail and email. And if you read that forbearance certification, forbearance is not forgiveness. Just understand that right off the bat.
Definitely not.
Originally, we thought that it was going to be where they tied those payments to the end of the loan, right? So if they put those payments, you skip these payments, we're going to put them at the end of the loan, and everything will be, hunky dory. We'd be cool. You paid it off over time, but that's not what's happening. So what I'm looking at from what I've been reading, forbearance, when you skip those payments, let's say you skip 3 months worth of payments, on the 4th month, you have your normal mortgage payment due, but at the same time, you have that group chunk payment, that balloon payment for the 3 that you missed also due.
I think you're confusing forbearance with deferment.
Well, no, this is the suspension program from Wells Fargo, right? So when you suspend your mortgage, those 3 payments are going to be due. Now, if you can't afford to make those payments, they'll work out a payment plan with you, but that's still going to come up due right at the end. And that's a scary, that's going to be tough, because there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be in situations. And he even says they can extend it for another 3 months, but that stuff's still going to become due.
Interesting.
That's crazy, huh?
Yeah, no, I was because I read the same letter, and we haven't even talked about this, but I still was under the impression that that it was still going to go to the end of the loan. But all right.
Yeah, well, and when I read it, like I had Rosa read it too, and I was like, "This is what it says. Like, this is what it's stating here." And I was, and once you understand, like, and it makes sense for the banks. The banks have they have a liquidity issue, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're not collecting mortgage payments, or they're not going to be collecting mortgage payments on a lot of loans. So how do they turn around and lend money out if they're not collecting the revenue coming in? They're going to take some huge losses. They need some of that income to come back in. So the money can't just be skipped altogether.
It's okay. You can take it out of the CEO's paycheck. It's fine. I'm just kidding. No, it's not going to be that much. All right, that won't cover it. That won't cover it.
And then, speaking of more money being pumped into the system, I did see that that they approved another like $400 billion or something like that in money to go to small businesses. So, I mean, think about that. Like, that's huge. That's huge scariness to me. Like, literally, the taxpayers coming out and trying to bail out all these little businesses because we shut down. Like, how long can that float? And when does that get paid back? And how do you add to that deficit? Like, that's a lot of money that the federal government is lending the small business world. And I guarantee what's going to happen is a lot of these places are not going to come back. They're going to take these loans, and they're going to end up going into bankruptcies. Like, they're just going to disappear. What happens
Okay,
then?
here we go. All right, here we go. So depending on the type of loan you have in your situation, your options may include an additional payment suspension, so another 6 months, a lump sum payment, if you can, repay the entire amount due at once, a repayment plan, dividing the amount due into manageable amounts spread over time. Payment deferral will move the amount of suspended payments to the end of your loan term. That's what we're going to opt for.
I didn't read that. I didn't see the payment deferral.
Loan modification, changing the rate, blah, blah, blah. We may be able to change certain terms of your loan, such as the interest rate or the time allowed for repayments, to make payments more manageable. So payment deferral, that's the option that we're going to choose.
If we get to that situation, and that's the biggest point, right? Is having the options. And the letter I read didn't say payment deferral, so that'd be a good thing. Is that on the website, or is that on the notice that we received?
This is on the notice that I received. I don't know about any others that you might have seen.
Is that from Bank of America? Is that from Wells Fargo?
No, it's from Wells Fargo.
From Wells Fargo?
Yeah, it's from Wells.
All right, I'm gonna have to look it up again, because I mean, deferral to the end would be way nicer, right? But having to pay that lump sum, those are the two that I read. Paying the lump sum if you defer to at the end of the suspension period, or financing that lump sum at the end of the suspension period. I would imagine more people are going to end up getting those options, and then we're going to end up moving towards more of a foreclosure situation. Mm-hmm. I just get the feeling like I don't understand. I can't see how the bank can use the deferral option so long. You know what I mean? Like, I just can't see the liquidity factor happening with the banks. It's too many at the same time. It's too many people skipping at the same time. And that's going to cause major problems. That's like the same thing that happened when we started hitting foreclosures. The bank, I just don't think, can survive huge hits of people not making their payments.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure about that.
Well, think back in 2008.
2008 was
that's 2007, 2008. That's what happened. But instead of people not being able, it's not a suspension period. This is people, prices went up. Oh, hey, Katie. Prices went, crazy. The market shifted and people couldn't make the payment, so they stopped making payments. And when they realized the downturn, a lot of people stopped making payments.
True. But when with some of those, well, I guess it depends on time. And again, I still don't feel like we've seen the bottom.
That's the other thing.
I don't feel like
issue.
So if you look at just the stock market charts, stocks have come back 50% from their lows. Right, they were as high. I'm just looking specifically at the S&P EFT ETF, which is called SPY, right? SPY. So it was at 330 in like January, February. It dropped all the way down to 220, and today it was somewhere around 270.
So it's making its comeback.
So it's come back about 50%. But I'm not convinced that we've seen the full effects of this yet. Michael, our cousin, just commented on Facebook. It's always been a battle of the fittest. A lot won't make it out of this, and it's true. I don't think that we've seen all of the small businesses that are unfortunately going to have to file for bankruptcy because there's not enough loans, enough stimulus loans, and the paperwork is difficult, and not everybody knows how to fill it out, and not everybody's being approved for it when they need it, and some businesses that don't really need it are taking 243 million of it from the small businesses that really do need it. I mean, but you know what, even those large businesses, they need it too. So who's to say that they are also employing people? So who's to say that one company that employs 500 people, that's supposed to be the limit, right? But businesses got in there with like thousands of employees. It's supposed to be for under 500, whatever. But those are still people's jobs,
dude. 100%. And that's where you start to weigh,
businesses.
But that's where you start to weigh the two, right? It's like that old saying. It's a recession, when other people lose their jobs. Depression when I lose my job, right?
Right.
And that's but the biggest thing for me here is we just don't know. You know what I mean? Like, this has only been 1 month. Ooh, bless you. This has only been 1 month.
Thank you.
And already we're seeing people panicking and needing to go outside and needing to go out. Like, who's to say, and my thing is, things like this start to get politicized. Like, all of a sudden it becomes, well, why does that golf course get to open and not that one? And why does that park get access to hiking trails and not that one? Well, Mr. Governor, Mr. Mayor, Mr. whatever, like, all of a sudden it's like, back scratching for little things here. And then why does that restaurant get to open? And why doesn't that one on this side of town? And why this part of the state and not that part of the state? Like, it's going to start getting crazy when you start allowing things to open up in individual sectors like that. I feel, you know what I mean? But by the same token, you need those to open. Like, you need these places to get back to work, to go and operate. But I don't know, like, on the one hand, I don't think we've seen the bottom economically. On the other hand, I don't know if there is a bottom on the sickness side. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I have no idea. Like, that's a whole other scary thing about it is, we can look at it on the economic sense all day long. But what about the people?
Yep.
What
Dr.
about
Girlfriend said if it was up to her 100%, she wouldn't have anybody come back until at least another month. And on the medical side.
And I write in my journal every day, today's quarantine day 38. So, self-isolation day 38. So you're talking another month. I mean, you're talking, the whole month of May in-house. Like, people's better have a schedule, man, because dude, this is going to be a tough one. If we don't get to open up, if we don't get some of the social things, I mean, those protests are going to get crazier because there's going to be people who are just like, screw it, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, and and on the one hand, that's a sad thing. On the other hand, I understand that. You know, I understand that you want to get out, enjoy your life. There's only one life to live. But
77 days.
You think it's gonna be 77 days?
No, that was my record on the Enterprise without hitting any ports.
77 days. Oh, so this is like a Westpac or whatever.
No, it's you know, this happens in deployment sometimes. You know, you got to go 77 days without seeing the shore.
Well,
it's fine.
In this case, 77 days with being in house,
being at home with Netflix and your dog, and you know,
it's really
order in.
Not that bad. It's really not that bad.
You're not up on a flight deck sweating 120 degrees, you know, in the friggin' Gulf and eating crappy food, you know, 2 or 3 times a day, and it's just enough to fill the void and make a turd.
Yep. Make use of the time. Enjoy the quality time you get with fam, because you know what? This has been, if you think about it, aside from the economics and aside from, you know, the quarantine part, the just focusing your attention on the family time. It's been a long time since I had this kind of summer break.
Yeah, man.
I mean, seeing people outside riding their bikes, you know, like enjoying quality time with talking to each other, being creative, coming up with things. It could be a good time. Perspective. No, it's so true, man. It's so true. I mean,
my time has been super productive. I've made sure to make it super productive. You've been spending more time with, you know, Rosa and the kids, and like, it's a reset.
It's a reset.
You know, I mean, yeah, I know everybody wants to get out, and you know, there's a lot of people who don't have work and are not in good financial positions. And you know, I absolutely, you know, I feel for them. You know, it's that's not our reality, but just because we don't see it doesn't mean it's not real.
Absolutely.
You know?
It's just not real for you yet.
Yeah, and it's, you know, we'll see. I mean, I'm hoping for the best for everybody.
Dude, absolutely. Hey, check it out. We're coming to an end of our time. So, ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed the show, and check out the outro. That's all we got for you guys today. Peace. And we're out.
Thank you for listening to the Business Bros Podcast. Are you interested in being on the show? Are you looking to sell your home or have a business that needs insurance? Reach out to the Business Bros via email, businessbros@seeusfirst.com right now, or click on the link in the show notes. Thank you for listening. And remember to subscribe and share the podcast with the business professionals who you think would benefit from the show.
Dude, is that